Hi guys, my name is Ilya Frank and this is my unnecessary opinion in regards to should parenting be 50-50. Let's get into it. I think because it takes two people to bring a child into this world, it should take two people to parent this child. At least, I know there's the whole community thing going on, but yeah, those are the days, not anymore. Nowadays, the community doesn't take care of your child, you take care of your child by yourself. It's a shame, but this is who we are as a people. Shame on us. Carry on. So I think both parents should take the responsibility of taking care of a child, each 50-50. And I know some people might think it's unfair because the women go through the whole pregnancy thing and the labor, but that's just how nature intended it to be, And I wish it could be that way, that you get to be a mom, deliver this child, stay at home, take care of your child, and your man takes care of you. But we're living around messed up men nowadays. So unfortunately, that is not really much of an option. Only a few guys are capable to do that. The majority are just trying. Trying meaning they try to be there sometimes, they try to cover the expenses sometimes, They're trying. Let's give them that, okay? And the others, they don't even know if they have children, They literally just, they're just fathers in name, I'm a father, I fathered a child, like I just donated sperm. That's what they did. They don't even deserve to be called fathers. Those don't even give nothing. It's just that 1% that they contribute in making that baby, and that's it. They don't show up for anything, dead bits properly. So I'm just gonna leave those on the side because that's a conversation for another day. Let's talk about parenting 50-50. Let's start with finances. Some ladies earn more than their men, It's okay to come through for him once in a while. And think of it this way, don't do it for him. Do it for your child. I don't know about you. I grew up my childhood was shit. Everything I can do to make the childhood better than mine, I will do. I'm not going to sit around and wait for a man to do it for me. If they're willing to do it, well and good. If he can't come through, if you're earning more than your husband or your man, then come through for your child. Don't wait for him. Okay? Parenting should be 50-50 in finances, meaning if you two can come to an understanding that you will do this, I will do that, good. If you can't, it's such a shame because the only person who suffers here is a child. If you're married, you as a couple should be able to plan your child, the welcoming of your child as a couple, as a married couple. Either you people have a shared account or you agree the husband is gonna do that, That's for married couple. Most people who are not married, they always get a baby unexpected. Rarely unmarried people have a baby that they've planned for. And that's where the problem starts, because one person wants to keep the baby, the other one doesn't want to keep the baby. That's another thing. I think both people should agree on whether to keep the baby. It should not be just the mother's say. Both people should come to an agreement. Like, if the lady wants to keep the baby, she should not just make a solid decision by herself that she wants to keep the baby if the man doesn't want to keep the baby. Because if that happens and you decide to go ahead and keep the baby and the guy didn't want, this is where you end up with these situations where, he's not taking care of his child because this poor guy never wanted a child to begin with. So couples who are not married, if you're having unprotected sex, you should be ready for having a child too. Simple. I know there is contraceptives and whatnot, but these things backfire. You should sit down as a couple and talk about it. What happens if we get pregnant? If you both agree that if you get pregnant, you're okay with keeping the baby, well and good. If you disagree, if one wants to keep the baby, one is okay with it and the other one is not okay with it, stop having unprotected sex, period. Men, stop telling people to take morning pills, etc., etc. No. If your pull-up game is weak, do not ask the lady. Trust me, these contraceptive pills and these medications are hell. They're not fun. They're really bad. That's all I can say. Go Google. Go figure. So do not ask somebody that you're not legally married to, even if you're married to them, to do that when you, on the other hand, can take responsibility. There are options for guys too, you know. You go to the hospital, they take care of you, you start shooting blood. If you decide as a couple that you don't want to have a baby, start using protection. Simple as that. Start using protection. I, for one, I'm tired of hearing people saying, oh, you know, I got pregnant and now he doesn't want the baby. Are you married? No. So you're not married. He has the right to say he's not ready for a child. And you knew what you're doing when you went sleeping, giving it up with no protection. On this one, I can't just blame the guys. We women allow it to happen. If you tell him no, use protection, if he's someone you're dating, what is he gonna do? Two things. He's gonna have to do what you want and start having sex with protection, or he's gonna leave you, which makes you like, you should be happy about that because you don't want to have a baby. If he wants to have a baby and you're not ready, honey, you can take care of that shit as well. Tell him straight to his face, I'm not ready. Even as a couple, you don't have to be married to have these agreements. If we can start having these agreements as couples, then we can reduce this BS that is going around of single mothers and single fathers. I don't know about the rest of the world, but Kenya is really, really, really having an issue. Everyone is complaining left, right, center about deadbeats, about single mothers, struggling parents, and suffering children. We're out here minding only about our physical pleasures, yeah? We bring babies here who end up suffering. They end up having a shitty life because we could not put our feet down and tell our partners, no, we're not ready for a child. It's so sad, you know? It's really, really sad. The risks of abortion, the risks of labor, let alone being a single person and having to go through this shit by yourself when you're not prepared. There's just natural risks that things could go south and go bad so fast. Love yourself enough to know what you want and what you don't want and stand by it. And this conversation is not about people who sleep with people so that they can have children, so that they can get financial support from them. I'm talking about serious people in serious relationships, people who are genuinely in love and doing normal shit, because this stuff of sleeping with people for money is not normal. This conversation is just having me so furious right now. So furious right now because I see so many people suffering. Ladies get pregnant, they're left alone to take care of these kids or these babies. They don't have jobs, and if they do, they can't support them. It's not enough. All because of one thing. When the time is right to have a baby, you have a baby with the right person. I don't know about you. I grew up in a dysfunctional home. My parents separated when I was 5. My mom died when I was 11, and I never saw my dad. I would never want that for my son. If it does happen, there are things we can't control. At least get the financial part right. You can't be out here having a baby and being broke at the same time. Poor baby. How? You know? It's not right. This baby's not gonna have one parent, and to make it worse, they're gonna grow up in an unstable environment because the finances don't make sense. They're not gonna have the best schools, the best holidays. Come on. No health insurance. Let's do better. If he's doing one thing, cover the other thing. You know, you don't just drop everything for him. What if you do that? What is the difference between you and the ladies who sleep with men so that they can get child support money to support their lifestyles? What's the difference between you and them? Men can be assholes, yes, I know. But we can be stupid too. We sometimes get too carried away. We're not honest with ourselves. You're out here looking at women online, fake lifestyles and fake everything, and you want to have that. So you want to rush your process to progress. No, it's not a shortcut. Trying to get somebody's money or using a child to get somebody's money, it's very wrong. Parenting should be 50-50 if you're not together. If you're together, you come into an agreement and you agree on how it should be. If you agree he takes care of everything, well and good. If you agree she does it, well and good. You agree who takes care of what, well and good. If you want your man to be a stay-at-home man, well and good. If you want your wife to be a stay-at-home wife, well and good. But if you are not together, for whatever reason, you guys were never married, you just had a baby, this is so bad. Like, unmarried people should not be having babies. It always ends up bad. I don't know why people don't learn. You know? Anyways, yes, I think parenting should be 50-50 if you're not married and have never been married before. If you have been married before, you come into an understanding. If you're married, you also come into an understanding. If you're not married, do not force the other person to take care of a baby that they don't want. Okay? So men, if you don't want a baby, stop sleeping around with no protection. Women, the same. Two adults should not get carried away with their physical needs to forget that if something goes wrong, there's a baby that's gonna come and they're gonna have needs and wants and necessities. And don't think you'll just dump all these responsibilities on the other person. Men, just because you show up just because you just give money that covers the expenses, it's not enough. You need to show up for emotional support. Women, let me call you my sisters, my fellow gender. What happened to us? My fellow gender, do not, I repeat, do not use this child for your own personal wants and needs, please. It's wrong. It's very, very wrong. You know, he's not gonna see his child until he gives this, until he does this. You don't appreciate this person, it's never enough. Because yes, you want child support money, so you go buy a new wig, or you buy makeup, or new shoes, or you know, don't use your baby for this fake lifestyle. Like, if you want that life, work for it. That way You don't have to depend on anybody. People are women, my sisters, you're out here saying he has to take care of the baby. I'm gonna take him to court. Yada yada yada. Have you ever met something called death? It happens. You get pregnant, you're here planning your mission on how you're gonna benefit from this person. God forbid they die, or something happens to them that makes them incapable of taking care of themselves. If they can't take care of themselves, what makes you think they can take care of a whole baby? Then what? What are you going to do? You're putting this child's future solely on what this man is gonna give to you. Don't you want your child to go on holidays? Don't you want your child to have hobbies? Don't you want your child to be like, it's 2021. Let me say this in Swahili. Siku za kukaa umaskini zilipita. Tuko 2021 sahi. Tuna upgrade maisha. Mtu anataka mtoto wake asome shule ya private school. Mtu anataka mtoto wake aweze kwenda holiday, uweze kumbukia mtoto wako ndege aende zake Dubai, aende wapi, Disney World, unajua. Hata kama si nje, just within the country. Take your child down to Zanzibar or Mombasa, or do something, hiking activities. It's not just about chakula, nguo na shule. It takes a lot. Unmarried people are here having children, and do you know who suffers? The children. That's why we have so many dysfunctional people in our society. Look at the kids we have around nowadays. Disrespectful boys and disrespectful girls, confused children, because parents refuse to do a 50-50. You just solely depend on one person. Either the man is dumping the child on the mother, or the mother is totally depending on the guy who totally doesn't care. Guys, parenting should be 50-50. This topic can go on forever and ever. There's so much to cover, but that's it for today. Please leave your comments down below. Share your ideas. Let's be respectful about each other's opinions. And have a lovely day.